All right, I think we should be live. Let me check on my phone to make sure we are live, 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 live. Happy Monday, y'all. Happy Monday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm just checking to make sure that we are good. We are live um, on our Facebook page. Hey, if you're tuning from Instagram, welcome. If you're tuning from YouTube, welcome. Welcome. Okay, good. We're live. Okay, good. I had to test to make sure that we are live all the way. Live. Let me just get the camera position good. Good, good, good. All right, guys, let's go. It's Monday. And if it's Monday, you already know. Welcome, welcome to our group for insurance agents and financial pro. If this is your first time catch me live, it's your girl, Sherri Bell. On every Monday, except for holidays, of course, we go live giving you free training to help you to build your credibility, your community, and your cash flow. And today is no different, y'all. Today, we're going to be talking about heart-centered sales and how to incorporate that into your sales strategy so you can attract an avalanche of clients. Heart-centered sales. I'm just going to give Facebook just a few minutes. Go ahead and give me a 1 in the chat just to make sure that you hear me. If you're tuning in from YouTube, understand you are welcome to jump inside of our Facebook group. We have a group just for insurance agents, just for tax professionals, just for bookkeepers. If you are anywhere in that space, you're welcome on YouTube to jump over to my Facebook group. You can simply go to joinsherry.com. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Give me a 1 in the chat just to make sure that you can hear me so I can dive right into tonight's training. We're talking about heart-centered sales and how to incorporate heart-centered sales inside of your sales strategy so you can attract an avalanche of clients. Let's get started, baby. Let's get started in this space. I love this, love this, love this. Oh, and before we do all that, go in the chat, tell everyone, no links, please. Tell everyone who you are, what you do, just in case, again, somebody is looking for you. My mom used to say, closed mouth don't get fed. So come right here inside of the chat before we dive right in. Tell us who you are. Tell us what you do, just in case somebody's looking to partner with you or looking for your business or looking for help. They know how to find you. So make sure you put all that good stuff inside of the chat for me right now. Please, please, thank you. Please and thank you. All right. Okay. So now that all that stuff is out the way, I'm excited because tomorrow is our masterclass. So shout out to everyone who is ready to figure out their hidden secret to energize their sales. So shout out to you. You will have your workbook first day at the top of the hour tomorrow. You will have your workbook ready to go. I'm excited. If you haven't signed up for Hidden Secrets to Energize Your Sales, just comment energize in the chat and we'll get that going for you too. Is class starts tomorrow. Wow, we ain't waiting for the last minute, y'all. Y'all already know these masterclass be on fire. What you're waiting on? Just comment energize inside of the chat and we'll get that going for you. All right. Okay. So now all that is out of the way. I want to talk about heart-centered sales. I want to talk about heart-centered sales. And the reason why I want to talk about that is because it's something that happened to me that changed my life, that shifted me to start creating heart-centered sales. Even in our master classes, we don't do like pitching. This year, we were big on saying, okay, this year we're not pitching. And the reason why we stopped saying, okay, this is how much it costs if you and join us and this is half off or whatever. Because my thing is, I truly believe that when you're working with clients and they're aligned with you, you don't have to tell them. They know that they're ready. They know it's time for them to sign up. So I went to a space in 2023 for me where we're like, you know what? This is hard. I want to really work in the space of selling from a heart-centered space opposed to that hardcore selling. And we're gonna the traditional way of selling. We're gonna go into that. We're gonna dive into that because I really think that's gonna be a game changer for your business. I really think that's gonna be a game changer for your business because we are so conditioned to sell from a space of we're so conditioned to sell from a space of like, you know, we're feel like you lack integrity. I had to check my volume, y'all. Where you lack integrity, especially if you're in the financial space. If you're in the financial space, it makes you feel like you need to sell from a place where it lacks integrity. And we had to change that. We had to change that space. We had to change that phenomena. So along with telling us who you are, again, if you're just joining me, tell us who you are, tell us what you do, tell us what your business is all about. I see some of y'all tuning in from YouTube. Welcome. You're welcome to also go in our group too as well. So welcome my YouTubers, welcome my insurance agents, my financial professional. Let's go. So when I came in the space of finance, I ran away from being inside of this industry. And let me know if this can relate to you. I ran away from being in this industry because I just felt sales was so hard. Sales were just so hard. It was just so, when you hear the word tax or insurance, or it just felt so masculine and so hard. Like I am pounding on people to say yes to me. How many of y'all feel that way, or in the beginning you felt that way? Give me a yes in the chat if you can relate to that. I just felt like sales were just so super hard, right? And I didn't want to be around, and because I'm a feminine female, I didn't want to be around. It just looked like it was super hard. Thank you, Kathy. It just seemed like it was so super hard for me. And I was scared to even showcase. I was scared to even come into that space because it just seemed so hard to me. So I ran away for months. I ran away. I remember when I left the sheriff office, most of you guys already know my story. And when I decided, what am I going to do next? When I was introduced to insurance, I backed off because the word insurance, of selling insurance, just kind of like, man, that's hard. That's tough, right? That's tough and that's hard. And then when they're telling me about, you buy these leads and you call all these people, it scared the living crap out of me. Not the calling the people. I can talk to people all day. I'm just a natural person that can do that. But it was just like feeling like I had to go against what my brain wanted to do, right? I just had to go, like I'm going against what my brain wanted to do. And I just didn't like the traditional way of selling. And I remember saying to myself, if this is how I have to sell, I don't think I'm going to be successful in the financial space. I'm just telling y'all my story. I'm just being authentic and true to y'all. I'm like, I don't think that finance is for me, because the way how I am taught and the scripts that they give me to say, and it just wasn't in line with my soul. So I just felt the traditional way. I felt like it has this, what I call the masculine energy to it. Like I was always like chasing, like I was chasing. And I always, and that's how you know you're operating in that masculine energy, right? There's two types of energy. And we're going to dive deeper into this masterclass. Again, if you haven't signed up, just put energize in the chat for this masterclass tomorrow. But we're going to dive even deeper because we have more time tomorrow to go deeper in this. But there's two types of energy. You have the masculine energy and the feminine energies when it comes to sale. And the masculine energy is one of those energy where you feel like you're chasing the money. You feel like you're not even care about the client's idea of what product work for them. You just feel like you're going out there and trying to getting a yes. Like you don't even care what yes, you're just getting a yes, right? You don't even care what, you're just getting a yes. There's no standard. There's no standard. Your goal is just to get that yes, right? And by all means necessary. Integrity is out the door. That's how you know you're operating from this masculine energy, because you're chasing and you're always trying to prove your value to someone. That's how you know. Those are evidence and sign that you're operating in that masculine energy. And I found myself operating in that space. And in that space, you take on clients that are not even aligned with you. That you take on clients because you're saying, I need the money. Ooh. Whoo! Anybody can relate? Yes. Anyone can relate to what I'm saying? You're taking on clients like you're like, I need the money. So if this is what they want, this is what they're going to do, I'm going to say yes to it. I'm just going to take that on because right now I need the funds. I need the money. So that's how I knew I was operating in this masculine energy, that even when I get the sale, I still wasn't happy with the sale, because I knew that person that I'm helping right now, policy, I just knew they're going to be a chargeback tomorrow. Like I said, but I got a sale today, right? And it was just not. I'm like, oh my gosh, I know insurance and I know finance and I know these type of space is a billion-dollar business. I know I'm in the right spot. I know this is my calling. I know I'm in the right space. I know these can move people from being 0 to 6 figures, from 6 figures to 7 figures. I knew that. I knew that already. But the way how the masculine form of getting this money just didn't sit right with me, just because I want to stand on stage with a check. Woo! I'm going deep already. We just got started. We've only been here 10 minutes already. I'm just getting deep. If you can relate to anything I just said, put yes in the chat. So I had to ask myself, Kathy said, I can relate. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm not alone. And I kept saying, I don't think insurance is for me, because I don't think it's for me, because I was in that time, I was taking life coaching classes in Dallas. Shout out to the Global Life Coaching Institute. So I was talking about belief system and mindset and all this stuff. And so what I was learning from a thought leader and being in insurance, the tactics wasn't right. So I felt that because the tactics wasn't right, and because I'm not doing what my upline or what the people around me are doing, I don't think I was going to be successful. Woo! Because I'm doing something outside of the box. I'm doing something that's outside the box, and I'm like, if this is what I got to do, I got to call on the phone to a stranger and tell them something about something they wrote, and it just doesn't sit well with me. And the stranger don't even know what they wrote, and it was just like, oh my gosh, like even if I made this money, I still wouldn't be happy. I still want to be centered. I still want to feel aligned. So I just felt that, this is not my path. Like, because everyone around me who was making good money, and they're all male for the record, they were making good money in the space of insurance, or they're making money in finance. That was their strategy for getting clients. That was their strategy for getting clients. Carlene says, you speak, queen. Yes. And that was not my way of getting clients. That didn't fill my soul. So I kept saying, well, maybe this traditional way is not for me. Like, maybe because there was no, one of my clients, Sherri, who's in my Joyful Tribe Academy, she was like, I was trying to find a space like this. I was trying to find a space like this where I can talk about branding myself versus branding the company or IMO. I was trying to find a space, and I couldn't find that. She even said I wanted to create a space like this. So when I just wanted I wanted to have the sale. Don't get me wrong, right? Because that's how we grow a business. That's how we make an impact. That's how we push our business forward by the sale. But I just wanted to make a sale in a way that brings me joy. That's why I named my coaching program Joyful Tribe. I wanted it to bring me joy. I didn't want to have to feel like I'm convincing somebody to take an insurance product and then tomorrow, because of scarcity mentality, because I'm doing scarcity tactics. So if you ever want to know how you know if you're operating a masculine energy, are you getting the sale based on using scarcity tactics? Are you writing a post based on, if you die tomorrow, what's going to happen with your family? Or is the IRS is going to come get you? If you're writing posts like that, if you're doing videos like that, if you're talking to someone on the phone like that, that's when you know you're operating what we call this masculine energy. And this results in using scarcity tactics to attract your clients. This results in you getting clients, but you're getting the wrong clients. Oh, hold on. Anytime you have to go outside of yourself to get the thing that you want, you're no longer in alignment with your true self. Y'all better come to this masterclass. Y'all better come. It's tomorrow. What y'all doing? You're outside of your true self. And when you feel like you have to go outside of who you are to make a sale, that's when you get the wrong clients. That's when you waste time and spend so much money. That's when you get the people who think they know more than you and you're the one that got the license, right? Right? Because you're operating outside of the space. And there's a lot of us. You're not alone. There's a lot of us. Jen says she coming. Yes, I got you, Jen. Yes, Jen already signed up for Energize Your Sale, which starts tomorrow. If you need the link, just say Energize. We'll send it to you in DM. Anytime you feel that, because here's the thing, you have to fix that first as a person in finance, as a person who deal with people money day in and day out. You have to fix that in your own life first, because even if you're winning, you're going to feel like you're not winning. Because I remember one time I had got 4 calls, but one of the calls required me to be there like at 8:00 at night at someone's house. And it was a male and he was a truck driver. And I could see to myself, like, I'm going to this stranger's house at 8:00 at night to write a policy. I've never met this person before. They're about an hour from my house. And I'm like, there's nothing safe about that. There's nothing safe about that. And I'm new to life insurance. I'm new to writing policy. Do I want to go write this policy? Do I want, because the person was like, oh, I don't do, they're not video savvy. They're not tech savvy. So they couldn't do the Zoom like we have now. And I'm like, it just didn't sit well with my soul. Now, anybody listening to me around here, like, girl, you crazy. You better get that money. But I couldn't because all these type of, and I know it was fear, but it's also like, as a woman, why am I at this male house who's a truck driver writing an insurance policy? Is that 200, 500, whatever my commission was going to be at the time? Is that worth that? Am I writing this? I need to write this policy like this is the only policy. Y'all, this is so deep. Y'all, this is so deep. Am I writing this policy because I'm feeling like this is the only policy I'm going to get? And when I started feeling that way, I end up giving that policy. I end up giving that opportunity away to somebody else because I just simply did not feel safe going in that home. And I felt that, so for a long time, there's so many of you guys who are ready to get out of insurance and ready to get out of the financial space because you feel thinking something is wrong with you. And I'm here to tell you there's nothing wrong with you. But there's an awakening happening inside of the finance space. There's an awakening happening inside of the finance. The next thing is women. The finance is women. The future of finance is women. I heard one of my coach, Robin Crane, said that the future of finance is women. And the women is going to create this awakening to start selling from their own idea of what a feminine energy of how to sell a policy, how to sell, how to write a tax, whatever the thing that you do in the financial space, the bookkeeping, how to go from an authentic self. That's the finesse. So that's what I want to touch on tonight, because had I not decided to go against the grain, even though I didn't see what the grain looked like, I didn't have any example, I just decided to trust myself and say, listen, I want to create a space where I can showcase my expertise via video creation and go live and talk about my own experience with finance, talk about my own belief system. And that's what I started doing. And then let me tell you something. My upline, who was a male at the time, could not help me because he had never seen insurance sold that way. Oh my gosh. Listen to me. Hidden secret is Energize Your Sale. It starts tomorrow. If you haven't signed up, why? He could not help me because he only knew door knocking and he only knew that masculine traditional way to sell. So he didn't know how to coach somebody that's going to go online and talk about different things about finance and showcase their own expertise on finance and talk about their own financial and money issues and the money triggers. He never heard of that, never seen that done before. So y'all, the comments was so delayed. I'm just getting y'all comments down. Hey Tara, how you doing, Queen? How are you? Professional life insurance advisor. I love it. So, and he never seen that before. He never seen that done before. So I was tapping into things that he wasn't used to. How many of y'all have that before? How many of y'all have experienced that? Put yes in the chat. So he's like, oh my God. He said, yes, power to the woman. Power to the woman, baby. Yes. Yes. So I decided that I'm going to try something different. I decided that I am going to occupy the space of finance. I'm going to sell in a way that's true to me and not true to anybody else. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So I am going to talk about life insurance. I'm going to showcase different parts of insurance, right? And I went on Instagram and I started creating a little snippet of about IULs, because that was the area I love so much. And I started showcasing what I know. I didn't go past what I didn't know. I only know what, listen, my clients know. I only speak from my area of expertise. So I just showcase little things that I know. And as I showcase the little things that I know, people started building that curiosity, like awareness. Oh, I want to hear more. I want to hear more. And then other clients and so on and so forth started coming. But I was walking by faith because I've never seen it done that way before. I was walking by faith because the only way my uplines were telling me to go out there and cast my marketing net was to buy from lead vendors. So when I show up at a heart center place and started showcasing what I know, the parts of what I know, right? People was coming to me. My videos went viral, right? But let's be clear. While I'm doing these marketing, and I was only using two platforms. Let's be very, very clear: Instagram and Facebook. That was the only two platforms. I didn't go over to LinkedIn. That was the only two platforms. Yeah, are y'all getting any type of value from this? Put value in the chat if you're getting any type of value in the chat. If in the chat, if you're getting any type of value. So I was only going over the two platforms, right? And I said, okay, I'm just gonna be me and show up and speak from a feminine space. I'm gonna start showcasing from my feminine space. So when I started doing that, I started attracting a different kind of clients. I started speaking from the client matter me. I started being, and let me tell you what a feminine space means. A feminine space. Thank you guys. Thank you for. I see value in the chat. I see value in the chat. Awesome. Good. Awesome. And when I started speaking from a place that's authentic for more me, and what started happening is a person who, especially women, we value our time, right? So when you're operating a masculine self, somebody can call you at 1:00 and you're ready to write a policy at 1:00 in the morning. Not me. A feminine person, we receive, we don't chase. That's the difference. That's how you know you're, oh my God, I don't have time to dive. Y'all better come this. Let's go. I don't have time to dive deep. But we are receivers. We're not chasers, because your work speaks for itself. Your integrity speaks for itself. Oh my God. Your trust speaks for itself. So I would get on a call with somebody and give them the whole life. Oh, hey, do this and then do this and then, all of that stuff. And with the person in mind and not the sale. So y'all have heard me say the word all the time. When I started really basing my business based on a mission versus a commission, that completely changed the game for my business. And if you want the same result, you got to shift to the belief system of a feminine energy, where you are only want to align yourself with soul clients with a soul, right? Not clients that I gotta get this sale because my light bill is due. Not that type of energy. Where because you are confident in your source, your confidence in your resource and where you come from, when you show up that way, right? When you envision the feeling. Here's what I did. I'm already giving y'all some of the gems that we're gonna be talking about inside the masterclass already, but I envision the feeling of what I want to feel like when I get off the phone with this person. If I want to feel like, I remember this girl calling me and she says, hey, I want you to write this policy for me. Like, why are you giving me a policy? I mean, we are not friends. I didn't know her. She's just social media fam. And she's like, well, I know it's going to be a chargeback and I already know them personally. And I don't want to, I don't want, and I'm like, I don't want that. I want, just tell them no. We don't even have the power to tell somebody no, that this is not a good fit for us. Right. And I said to myself, what does heart-centered sale look like? And to me, heart-centered selling, excuse me, heart-centered selling is being able to ask yourself, before you even get on a call, how do I want to feel when I end this call? You ever understand some people will drain you? Y'all have some clients that are prospect clients that they're just drain you, and you're at the point, like, if you make the sale, you make the sale. You don't. So I asked myself, how can this become my norm? How can heart-centered sales become my norm? So I go to a place and envision how I want to feel, and I work backwards from that. Write that down. What I want to receive from each interaction with my clients. That's why I say in a feminine sales, you are going from what you want to feel. Everything is a feeling. And how do you want them to feel after working with you? I have a client named Carrie, and every time I'm on the phone with her, like one-on-one, she's like, oh no, you don't, you just do this. I got you. This is taken care of. And I'm telling you, she has this awe about her. Like every time I talk to her one-on-one, it's always, oh yeah, no, I got you. And the feeling is just kind of like, oh. And that's how I want my clients. When you're writing policies for these clients, that's how you want to feel. You don't want to feel drained when you get off the call. Like, you don't want to feel drained. Do you know how much, because of marketing and candy and all these Rockefeller and all the things that they say to them, when they get on a call with me, they're like, oh, well, I saw this on Facebook and I saw this and Candy says this and I heard this about IUL and I heard that. And now you feel like you have to re-educate them again on the policy, because they got these false expectation on the policy. So you have to educate them, because you're only going back from what they saw on social media and what social media tell them. Oh my God. So you got to do a woosa. Heart-centered sales and how to incorporate it in your sales strategy. That's what we are talking about today, y'all. We want to be able to envision when we get off the call with somebody, we want to be able to feel that shift, that energy shift. We want to be able to feel like serene. And that's what we call your feminine energy sales. That's what we call it's being served with serving people from that. It's being serving people. Here's my favorite thing to say: you don't have to close the sale. Like when you get on a call with someone and they're asking you about policies and they're asking you about whatever the expertise and finance you're in, and you're feeling, instead of getting on there saying, I gotta close this sale, I have to close the sale, I want you to go to a place of saying, you don't have to close the sale. You don't have to close the sale, because you know, and because you're confident that there'll be another client knocking on your door after this one. What if you enter every sales like you're just talking to your girlfriend about a party you went to, opposed to feeling stress and anxiety and panic about how this conversation is going to go? But the conversation can't flow in a conscious energy because you're so uptight of having those money triggers. Like, I gotta have this sale, I need to pay this bill, I need to pay that bill. But if you tap into your feminine potential, right? And you get on the call and says, listen, I don't have to close the sale, because right after you, I know I have another one. And right after you, I know I have another one. And I sent out a audio today I was a free audio I put in a group, and I wanted to put that free audio because we are celebrating our 3,000K people inside this group. We're celebrating having 3,000 people inside this group. So I sent out this audio, and the audio was about I don't have the money. I think it was something like that. It's being confident and clear and consistent. How to be confident, clear, and consistent to attract clients. And the audio was really deep because I was talking to someone and it was like, oh, I didn't have it. It was a family member. And I said to that family member, I said, listen, and this is what really sparked the idea for sending out this audio video. And if you need an audio, well, you want to listen to it tonight, just put audio inside of the chat and I'll make sure you get it. And also the master classes tomorrow. I got to keep saying that over and over. If you haven't signed up, I don't know what you're waiting on, because all of this is even bigger and better on the master class. But on the audio, in the audio, I talk about when someone say to me, hey, I don't have, and the audio is free. Let me just throw that out there, right? For our people who working with their own money triggers, right? And with that, matter of fact, Jasmine, can you drop the audio in their DM, please, while we're doing this? Be perfect. Okay. So another thing too is when I talk to the person that I say, you always don't have it. I say and I got so frustrated because I got tired of hearing it. I didn't have it this month. I got tired of hearing. It's like saying I didn't have the client this month. I didn't make the sale this month. I didn't make the money I wanted to make this. I said, I'm tired of hearing that. So you will hear me on the audio, like you hear me really getting into that because I was tired of hearing it. And here's why I was tired of hearing it. Whenever you tell someone, especially your child or something or someone, whatever it may be, or if you say, I didn't get it this month, or I didn't make the money I want to make this month, or whenever you say that you didn't reach your goal, like somebody should, so you're thinking the person should say, this is all heart-centered sales, the person should say, oh, okay, I understand. You didn't, I know life time is short. We're in a recession. I understand. No, not me. That's not my response. My response is, when you're saying that, you're subconsciously also saying, this is why you need to go into math class. You're consciously saying, I did not put my value out there in the world today. So because I didn't put my value out there in the world today, or last week, or last month, I am not reaping the harvest today to get my sale. So every time you say, hey, I didn't have to, back up. Jesus, thank you, Jesus. So whenever I am reaping, and so are you, and so are my clients, the harvest of what they put out in January, February, March. So if you're saying to yourself, you're looking at yourself and saying, hey, I didn't get what I came for today. Understand my question for you. Did you plant any seeds all the way up to this whole quarter? The quarter is almost over. Whoo! Yes, Nikki. Yes, Nikki. Nikki felt that in her bones. So every time, and this was a family member, and I said to her, I said, listen, I am so sick of you telling me that you didn't get this today, or you did. Like, we're supposed to have empathy and sympathy for you. And by all means, as a person who's deal with heart-centered sales, I get it. But I had to help this person change their perspective and said, every time you say, I didn't reach my goal, or every time you say, I don't have this money to pay this, what you're saying to me subconsciously, what you're saying is, I didn't put my worthiness out there to return to me, so to tenfold, to return to me. Look, the Bible said it. I didn't look it up. I didn't put my value up there. So of course you're not going to reap the harvest today. So what you're saying to me, that you lack your worthiness, so that's why you didn't make your sales today. Because you can't be looking for your harvest if you didn't plant any seeds. Now, don't get me wrong, there's favors, right? Because God will give you double for your trouble. So I got that favors and grace and mercy. I got all that. But when you give him something to work with, he double your favors and your worthy and your grace. So so I said to that person, right? Yeah, if y'all want hit, she talk about overcoming objection, honey, boo boo. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, overcoming objection naturally, authentically. Yes, Nikki, that's exactly what it means. Overcoming those objections. Thank you, Lisa. So, there's a lot. I had to take all that in. I want you to sit with that. Masterclass, Hidden Secret to Energize Your Sale. Comment energize below so you can get this link, because you don't need to miss. This is 2 days of class. So, of course, I was a bit offended, but I had to kind of say to them, listen, your seeds you're planting today is not to harvest today. It's to harvest next week, next year, next month. I have I did an interview. I did a magazine interview me for something, and she says, "Hey, that interview is not going to be here till next year." To next year, can you believe that? Next year that they will publish my interview, right? So I'm planting the seeds now for things that's going to take place and opportunities that's going to take place from that magazine next year. So when people say, how can I get predictable clients? Because I'm doing seeds now. Whew! Now I feel like Nikki now. Whee! Jesus. So I'm doing seeds now so I can harvest next year, next month. So when that person tell me, they were looking for sympathy, and I'm like, I'm not giving you sympathy. I'm not doing that. That's not my space to give. It's not your job is to ask yourself, why did you not go forth and put out your value into the world? Why did you not use the skills and talent that God has given you to plant some seeds out in the world? Which means, why have you not showed up? Why have you not marketed yourself? Why have you not told people about what you do? Why have you not created that video creation? Why haven't you done that reel? Why have you not showed up at a conference? Why have you not invested in yourself? Oh, Jesus. Why haven't you done that? So now, how in the world did you expect to get a harvest this month if there was no seed that was planted the previous months? Lord. And when I said to her, yeah, I'll be glad y'all in my family member, right? So that's what I said to her. And I literally just did an audio, and I said, hey, I'm going to give this audio away to everybody, because we're in a 3,000 people inside our Facebook group. We're celebrating that. So, I'm just going to give this free audio away, right? Free stuff. I show up free, give free stuff, free audio away. So I started saying, who will want this? And so anyway, so when we're saying, I didn't make my revenue this month, or no opportunity come this month, then you got to ask yourself. I give my clients, whenever you become my client, they get these things. They get daily revenue activity planner. This all my clients, and the ones who just came client, I'm mailing this to them. This is their planner. Inside of the planner, it tells me everything that they did. That's what I'm saying. Y'all, stop sleeping. Inside the planner, it tells me everything that they did. Now, all of my clients has this planner, right? Inside of the planner, it tells me on a daily basis what seeds were planted every single day. Every single day. So if that's blank, of course you ain't gonna make no money, because it's blank, right? So the question is not, have you done the activity? Because clearly you haven't, because there's no seed coming out. But the question remains is this: why didn't you? Why didn't you show up? Why are you not activating the skills and the talent that you were given, which is your expert in finance, which is your education in finance, which is your knowledge in finance? What's stopping you from showing up? And that, my friend, is the real question. We already know there's no seed that was planted in the past 2 months in this quarter. So of course we didn't reach our revenue goal. But the question is, why didn't these seeds planted? What is the trauma and the toxicness on the money triggers and the fear that you have to overcome in order to show up and plant the seeds? See, that's a question we got to ask ourselves. What is that? What does that look like? Because that is the thing. So it's not, oh, I didn't plant my seeds. No, I didn't put anything out there in the world. I just told you that I did an interview for a company that wanted to interview me, and I did it, and it's going to go out next year. So I'm planting seeds in 2023. That's getting ready to harvest in 2020. God, come on. So when I realized that you're clear that there's more growth that need to take place, your heart center that there's more growth that need to take place. But you're clear that there was not enough opportunities that you give yourself. You didn't showcase your value enough to expect a harvest to come back. So the question is the why. That's what we're going to tackle, the why. That's what we're going to tackle. I got some questions here. I had to pause, but this was so good. She says, I had a client who I knew from years back. She acted as if she didn't trust me when I had to ask her for her income and savings income. Once I felt that energy, I left her off the hook by letting her know if she would be more comfortable giving her information to someone else, I would totally not take it personal. Love that. Love that. Listen, because oh my gosh, I cannot wait for class tomorrow. You're dealing with your own money issues and money triggers and awareness and fears, but your client is also dealing with it. It's like going to a pastor saying, hey, pastor, I'm dealing with this thing, but your pastor also has their own thing that they're dealing with. And as a leader, they have to cover their flock. So just like you as a financial professional, you have to cover your own flock. And how do you do that? By protecting your own space, your own energy, by knowing your own financial awareness. We're dealing with people in finance. We first have to deal with our own finance. Oh, Jesus, Lord, Jesus. And I'm not talking about debt, because we all got those. Okay, I got student loans out the woods out. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the fear of showing up so you can deal with your finance. I'm talking about the fear of you got the license, so clearly you know what you're doing because you passed the test, but you still has a fear of showing up yourself authentically. That's what we're talking about. That's the trigger that we have to dissect. And we ain't got all the time to. That's why I tell you got to come to this masterclass tomorrow for us to do all that. Hit energize inside of the chat. So, and again, also you have free audio that I sent out today for everyone because we're at 3,000 people. Okay, all right, I'm getting off track, but this is so good. Okay, so the one of the things we learned today, just going back, masculine energy is when you're operating outside of your authentic self. When you feel like you got to use scare tactics, or you got to feel like using your accolades in a way to showcase who you are, it's a scare tactics. We have to go deep with it, right? So you got to if you feel like you have to convince somebody to work with you, that's a masculine energy, right? Masculine energy is chasing. I just want to recap really fast so people wasn't here. But feminine energy is receiving. And receiving is attracting, receiving. That's asking yourself, how do you want to feel after every conversation with a client? How do you want to feel? What do you want to feel? The next part of our conversation, we talk about harvest time and seed time. We talk about the reason you're saying, I don't have it this month. I can't pay this. I can't pay that. It's because you're allowing for you to have it this month. That means you had planted some seeds in January or February to have it this month, right? Because there's seed time and there's harvest time. So so in your seed time, you can sit and say, okay, I'm going to have a harvest. I was talking to, when I went on my wedding, when I had my wedding, I had a whole wedding, had a whole thing, a whole shebang, and still left and had my clients were still being served, even though I was at a wedding. I had a gentleman. I said, hey, I'm leaving for Jamaica tomorrow. I know I need to write your policy. He was getting an IUL, Index Universal Life. And he said, no, I will wait till you get back from your wedding. Talk about heart center sales. He said, I will wait till you get back. Go ahead, go have your wedding, have fun, and I will wait till you get back. Let's be clear, whether he went with somebody else or did not, it didn't bother me one bit. I didn't have a story around it. Because if God said I had enough seeds that I planted and show myself favored, that I know that if he said no, there must be another client with a bigger asset that was coming. But he did. He waited till I got back from my wedding to write his policy. Come on now. Talk about heart-centered sales. Come on now. Talk about heart-centered sales. She said, if you don't understand your why, you will be a tornado. Exactly. We call it hamster wheel. We call it hamster wheel, spinning your hamster wheel. So, and the why. So anyway, so understanding your why. So when people say that word, okay, I'm gonna make sure I'm staying on track. All right, I'm gonna make sure I'm staying on track. So when you talk about your why is, oh, I want to do it for my kids. I'm gonna wrap up here. I want to do it for my kids. It's not about I want to do it for my kids, or it's understanding your why of why you are not doing something that you know that will bring joy and abundance and prosperity to you. Right? And that's one. And then why are you not sticking with it long enough in order to see the prosperity? And the reason why is because you have to adapt the mindset necessary and the habits necessary to keep going. So let me tell y'all, we're celebrating our 3,000 members inside of this group that I started a year ago. July will be a year ago I started this group. Okay, I started creating let's talk about the downfalls. Let's talk about challenges. I started creating 3 other groups. The highest I've ever got to is 400 people. That's it. 400 was the most on another group that I started, right? All right. Because so I decided, so I paid for the training of how to grow the group. I prayed for all that. 400 people. I had a girlfriend that she was knocking it out the park. 5K people, 10K people in her group, knocking it out of the park. And I'm over here with my 400 people. Okay. All right. Okay. The third time around, I said, okay, last year in January, I said, I wanted a space for females. I wanted a space for females like yourself who are in the financial space, who in this financial space are feeling like, hey, I don't want to sell in that manner. I want to show my credibility. I want to build my authentic self. I want to create a space for women that can learn how to build their credibility, the community, and the cash flow. I want to create that teach women how to show up in their own self and sell from a highest self. Keyword, highest self. The self of what they truly see their self. Truly see their self. So I have to develop the discipline to come here every Monday for free and teach you every Monday. I have to develop the discipline necessary, even when I had 2 people inside of the group. How do I do that? I love everyone. I try to return everybody comments. Every time somebody comments, I try to respond to them. Not my assistant, not my social media manager, me. I try my best to make sure that everyone, regardless if you're my client or not, you're feeling served inside of this community. Oh my goodness, don't miss that. Don't miss that. Don't miss that. Even if you're not in my higher level coaching program, every time you write something in here, I do my best to get to it. If I can get to it and Jasmine get to it or my social media, Laura get to it, somebody is getting to it. With 3,000 people, as we grow, sometimes it gets difficult, but I want to show you how important you are to me, whether you're spending a penny to me or not. That is the goal. That is the goal. That's what we call heart-centered sales. That's what we call reaching people, because that's what we are made to do. That's what we're talking about, impact. And if you adapt that inside of your business, if you adapt that inside of and educating people on your expertise, and no matter where I am, I could be on a plane. And I'm still commenting back on what something you got. And 3,000 people, sometimes it's a bit challenging, but we still take the time to DM you back, send you the link when you ask for it. That's what we call heart-centered. Some of y'all got the link and hidden secret and still haven't signed up yet. And we still sending you anything you need. We're going to send it back to you. That's what I mean. If you can apply that energy to your own business, instead of feeling like what they want now, if you can know how to love on people beyond their faults, if you can know how to love people beyond the adversity, beyond the challenges, oh my gosh, there's a consciousness I'm going to teach inside of the masterclass. You're going to learn the 4 level of consciousness that help me to close sales. I'm going to teach that inside of our hidden secret to energize your sale masterclass, because I want you got to identify what consciousness are you in, what you're operating from, what energy you're operating from. The masterclass, it starts tomorrow at 6:30. Just put energize in the chat. So that's what we call heart-centered. And you won't see that with your upline. You won't see that with your insurance agency. You won't see that with another coach, because that's not what they're taught. And we're wondering why sales is not working. We're wondering, like, what is going on? Because we've tried the masculine energy before. We've tried it. We've tried the traditional sale. As a woman, we've tried it. It just didn't work for us. Masculine energy tells you to pick up the phone at 2 a.m. if somebody call you, or 3 a.m. And no. Honey, I'm with my family after 10 o'clock. We'll talk tomorrow. It's the weekend. It's family time. Why? Because I am confident with every fiber of my being that if I lose that sale because I'm spending time with my family, that God got 3 or 4 more clients for me. And that's the confidence I want you to get to, because that's what you're lacking. That's the confidence I want you to get to. I am not going to leave my son's soccer game to go write a policy. I want to see the whole game and cheer him on, because I work my business around my life, not my life around my business. I don't do that. But guess what? It took me a minute to get to the space of belief. It took me a minute to get to the space that I choose who I want to work with. That's why we have an application process for our Joyful Tribe. Because that level of consciousness, you don't just arrive at that overnight. Heart-centered sales and how to incorporate that sales in your strategy, that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about we're getting rid of the hardcore selling, and we're showing up authentically. And when you tell your clients, hey, I'm getting married tomorrow and I cannot write this policy, you can talk to one of my downlines and they'll write it for you. But I'm heading on a plane to Jamaica tomorrow. And he says, listen, I got you. We'll work on it. We'll work on it when you get back. And we had a whole storm in Florida and all of that. He had to wait till I get back. And he waited till I get back. That's what heart-centered sales. But your upline would tell you, seal that deal, get that client, seal it. And I don't work from the energy of force. I work from the energy of flow. So I want to help you to be able to understand how to work in a flow energy. An energy that says, I'm not showing up to calls trying to close this person because I need the money and I need the sale. I'm showing up to calls knowing that I'm going to help this person as much as I can. However, if I see an opportunity that I can provide value and welcome, give them an invitation to their highest self, I will do that. And I'm giving you that invitation right now to, if you have not signed up for our masterclass and anything I say relates to you, if you want to learn how to work in the energy of flow instead of force and hard, some things we have to untrain for our brain. If you get tired of working in finance and still be in fear of money, your own self, when you work in the space of finance, this masterclass is for you. So you got to join me tomorrow. The workbook is going out tomorrow. You got to join me tomorrow in our masterclass. Simply write energize. I already see some energize inside of the chat. So I can make sure that you get the link. The masterclass for 2 days is $37. $37. And if you have any money trigger above $37 and you're in finance, the masterclass is for you. The masterclass, a whole different story. The masterclass is for you. I want to show you how you should run your sales call from a heart-centered place. I want to show you how you need to stop having fear because you have abundant living. All right, guys, that's all I got today. Oh, Kathy said, love that energy of flow, not force. I've always lived in the space of flow. I've always lived in a space of there's no lack, there's no scarcity, there's no lack. I've always lived that a client doesn't take care of my needs, God take care of my needs. I've always lived in that space. And it took me a long time to condition my mind to believe that. It took me a long time. So when I show up on a call, whether it's an insurance call, whether it's a coaching call, this client does not make me pay my bill. When you show up like that, feeling like that, I'm going to have this lifestyle, whether I get these clients or not. Oh, Jesus. Are you getting what I'm putting down? Yes, yes. Are you getting what I'm putting down? I got to go, but I just want to make sure that you get in this. If you get in that space where you can be at an event and someone asks you about your insurance business, your tax business, and you said, hey, Jen said, yes, yes. And you're able to walk away from that conversation not feeling like you have to make a sale. Because let me tell you something. I was talking to someone, they called me and asked me a question, and I said, you know what? That question you're asking me is inside of our coaching program. And when I said that to the person, they took it as I was trying to ask them to be in a coaching program. And I'm like, yeah, if I find something that I can invite you in, why would I not give you the opportunity? If I sell life insurance and I know that it can help you to stop outliving your money, why would I not inviting you to it? But what happened is the people sometimes you talk to, their mindset is not what rewired. So you got to learn how to talk to somebody who their mindset is not rewired and feel confident in what you're saying, regardless if they want to, project their lack of belief and scarcity on you. That's a spirit of authority that you got to learn how to walk in. When you're introducing your product and they're taking it the wrong way, but yet you're inviting them, just like I'm doing with you right now, you're inviting them for a transformation. If they don't see the value, that's just because they're not ready yet. They have not suffered enough. Because, baby, when they hit that funeral house, when they're at that funeral, they be calling Sherri, I need a life insurance policy. I just came from a funeral. That's when people suffer when inside of this insurance space. So don't you ever be afraid of providing value to someone or inviting them the opportunity for them to have a transformation and rewire their mindset when it comes to money, finance. And you yourself, who is the thought leader, who deals with finance, you should be doing the same thing too. Rewiring your mindset from the spirit of lack, from the spirit of scarcity. Because if we operate in money every day, in the finance, no matter where you are, how can we be around that energy of lack, but yet we're helping people? Because that main energy is why you're lacking now in not attracting what you want. Because you have not identified the awareness of where this lack is coming from. And I want to do that. I want to help you inside of our masterclass tomorrow. So listen, hit energize. I already see that in the chat, and go ahead and get you in the audio for sticking around for our 3,000 members inside of this group. I am so happy. I'm so grateful for you to stick around and comment. I try to give you value as much as I can because I believe that you could be anywhere, but you choose to be here with us. Tag your business bestie, tag somebody that need to hear this. Join me tomorrow. Hidden secrets to energize yourself. Comment energize. We'll send it to your DM tonight. Talk to you later. It's your girl, Sherri Somerville. Talk to you later. Good night.